Animation. Adult animation, kids animation, network animation, streaming animation, theatrical animation. Animation is power. Animation is freedom. Animation has no limits. Animation can do anything, can say anything. And we are entering a very important era of animation, where everything is about to change in ways we never even imagined. This may seem like an over-exaggeration, and of course, to an extent, it is. We're on YouTube, but I mean it. I wholeheartedly believe the 2020s will change the landscape of animation and how animation is perceived. Allow me to touch on how and why, just run through a few things on the horizon, and hopefully either pump you cartoon lovers up, or inspire you to get out there and create. Hopefully both. Let's begin. During this time of uncertainty in the world, it's felt kinda weird to plug Patreon, but we seriously cannot give enough thanks to everyone who's been supporting us through this, especially when we haven't been on our A game. One of these amazing patrons includes Jovial Knights, a fan artist who I have to admit, I got a soft spot for due to the plethora of Sonic content. What can I say? I'm a Sonic fanboy. But it's not hard to see how much work goes into all of her art and illustrations. And the best part is, she has an Etsy shop and commissions open. You can find all of her social media with the link in the description. And if you want to support the Roundtable, please check us out on Patreon. Shoutouts are our highest tier, but anyone pledging $5 or more can join our Patreon Discord server, which we want to try and make more active. Now back to your regularly uploaded programming. Due to the pandemic's effects in America, which, let's be real, we're not sure when it's finally going to be over, with projections of a second wave and spikes in cases, Memorial Day already kinda set us back a bit. Not only are a lot of live action projects facing delays, but with a lot of people being trapped in their homes, specifically children, the demand for more animated programming has also seen an increase. And I would just like to pull some tidbits from this article on Bloomberg.com. As Hollywood grapples with a growing number of virus-related production delays, animated shows have emerged as a pandemic-proof source of programming. Since the work can be done remotely, animation studios have avoided the complex safety issues that live-action series create for producers, managing a large cast and crew on set while minimizing the risk of exposure. TV executives say cartoons for kids and adults are one of the only types of shows being released on time. Now animation studios are hiring additional help to meet the increase in demand. Everything we do can be done on a computer at home, said Marcy Pareto, Executive Vice President for Walt Disney Company's 20th Century Fox Television. Oh my god, that's such a long name. Merger or not, I'm not saying that again. We're moving forward on all our series, which is kind of miraculous. Animation was already an attractive business in Hollywood, but entertainment executives are now stocking up, in part to prepare for potential long-term production delays in other genres. The studio has seen a 25% increase in development orders in the past 2 months. We are getting tons of calls, she said. Well, hey, just putting it out there. Little Roundtable may have an idea or two that we're working on, just in case any networks want to pick our brain a bit. The dependability of animation has become clear in recent weeks, as TV networks and streaming services have announced their upcoming programming slates. This month, the Fox Broadcast Network unveiled its fall lineup, which features several animated shows like The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Family Guy. The production schedule for animation is virtually untouched, knock on wood, by COVID-19. Animation has been a great boon to us. With staff working remotely, CBS All Access has continued to release weekly episodes of Tuning Out the News, an animated series co-produced by Stephen Colbert. At the same time, Netflix's animated series Big Mouth has been doing virtual writer's room and table reads, including one that was live streamed for fans. Animation hasn't only been more reliable during the pandemic, it's also been in high demand thanks to all the kids stuck at home. This spring, with movie theaters closed, Universal released Trolls World Tour for families to watch at home. It topped the studio's most optimistic expectations, generating about $200 million in sales in a few weeks. Across the industry, animation studios are looking to expand their operations. The homepage of Mercury Filmworks, an animation studio based in Ottawa, Ontario, includes a message that's rarely seen anywhere these days. We're hiring. The studio, which makes children's movies and series, including Netflix's Hilda, has added 35 employees in the past 2 months, CEO Clint Alliance said that he was surprised by how quickly media executives reached out to him after most live-action TV and film production was shut down. The intensity of their focus on animation has increased. It's become a super priority. One of the biggest challenges has been getting quality audio. Unable to congregate in professional sound studios, 20th Century Fox TV has sent microphones to some voice actors and advised them on how to record. Some actors are under blankets, some are in their closets. We're figuring it out. But the surprising upside to such a very grim time in our world is just scratching the surface for the come up of animation. Because in general, it's been receiving bigger attention. It shouldn't be a surprise or secret that thanks to social media and word of mouth, animated franchises have been given so much more love. Off the top of my head, I've seen, and I've put out, tweets that have a surprising amount of engagement upwards to thousands upon thousands of people. Regular shows, Steven Universe, Harley Quinn, Infinity Train. And these clips are typically for how mature these shows can be despite being presented on a children's network. Not just emotionally, but even comedically. How these animated series manage to be hilarious for adults without catering to the lowest common denominator. But without a doubt, the biggest one to make waves on social media and on streaming so far, at least in recent months, is Avatar: The Last Airbender. As I record this video, Avatar has been on Netflix for over 2 weeks, but still hasn't left the top 10 in the USA spot. At first staying at number 1 for days, then bumping down to number 3, and gradually it's made its way to number 7. But think of how big Netflix is, how many people in the US are watching, and how big of a deal it is for Avatar to remain prevalent on their front page in a very big section on the platform that, as far as we know, is a great reflection of statistics and conversation. What are people watching? What are people talking about? It's not just for nostalgia. Other nostalgic properties have been added on Netflix and have not reached the level of conversation and renewed praise such as Avatar. With a bigger focus on the series 15 years after it premiered, it definitely has to have opened up conversations not just at Netflix, not just at Nickelodeon, but animation studios and networks that house animation as a whole. Kids weren't the only ones watching this. It definitely wouldn't be in the top 10 for so long. A lot of these people watching are teens and adults, and a lot of them surprisingly are watching it for the first time and loving it. So what's the natural response? If you asked me, the smartest business move would be to develop more projects like Avatar, and I'm not just saying a straight up ripoff. I'm saying animated shows with those heavy topics and themes, arcs in a straightforward story with a beginning, middle, and end. Its relevance will only create more animation fans of all ages. More people will be willing to give it a chance and watch even more of it. And that goes for all of these shows generating more conversation. More studios will be able to create. Keep streaming Avatar. Keep streaming animation on all these services if you have them. Keep watching on cable if that's how you consume media, but keep watching. This will allow animation to ascend further to the forefront. You want to see more animation on the front page of Netflix or Hulu, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video? Then amplify their presence. Let it be known that people will put money towards animation. It may not be a sole reason, but it certainly can become a bigger factor that stands in between people keeping their service or keeping a fuller wallet. I believe animation has the capability to appeal to people to speak to their souls in ways never before done, or that really can't be done with live action. And I think if more people can see that, if more adults can see that, it may warrant them keeping these services around. Now, I already mentioned one factor of doom and gloom that has saw some form of a silver lining, but I want to go into something much less severe. And that is the topic of Adult Swim losing Family Guy. The Disney-Fox merger was always going to affect those working with Fox, and Adult Swim is one of the biggest examples when it comes to the animation scene. Adult Swim's rise was in large part due to Family Guy reruns and other Fox properties in general. Growing up in the early 2000s, doesn't matter if you were a middle schooler or a college kid, you probably knew about Adult Swim, and that's because you went out of your way to see Family Guy, Futurama, maybe even American Dad. We actually just did a video on Adult Swim that you guys should check out after. If you don't already know about their history of rescuing adult animation, educate yourself in something light and fun. But as the years have passed, rights have expired or have been lost. And now, Family Guy is slated to disappear from the Adult Swim lineup come next year in 2021. To quote this Deadline article, in a competitive situation, FX networks have landed off-network rights to hit Fox animated series Family Guy, starting with its 16th season. Beginning next week, Seth MacFarlane's pop culture phenomenon will air on the comedy-focused FXX network, joining another blockbuster off-network animated series, The Simpsons. In a corporate synergy move, the FX network will be sharing Family Guy reruns with new sibling Freeform, which will get small portion of the usage. Family Guy will debut on FXS April 16th, airing 5 hours 3 days a week. Its premiere on Freeform will be April 17th, airing on an hour-long block once a week on Wednesday. Older episodes of Family Guy and Bob's Burgers currently air on Turner's Adult Swim, which shares them with corporate sibling TBS. The deal covers the first 15 seasons of Family Guy and the first 8 seasons of Bob's Burgers, which will move to FXX once those packs expire. When rights to the newer seasons both became available, FX networks jumped at the opportunity. Unlike the Simpsons rights, which were all-encompassing, the Family Guy and Bob's Burger deals were said to include only limited online play. The streaming rights to both shows are owned by Hulu. Obviously, this is a big blow to Adult Swim, and 60 more episodes of Rick and Morty on the way can't be the only thing to remedy the situation. Luckily, they're already starting to reveal some of the tricks that they have up their sleeves, reviving the canceled Netflix original Tuca and Birdie, which just made me so happy. But don't hear it from me. How about you hear it from surprise cameo, the man, the myth, the legend himself, man of 1,000 thoughts.
Oh my god, Tuca and Birdie, it's back. It's back. Yes. Yes. My heart, it's just filled with so much joy. I'm so happy. Yes.
According to the Variety article, Adult Swim has ordered 10 episodes of the adult animated series that revolves around two birds who are best friends and live in the same apartment building. The sophomore season is targeted to premiere next year. The series hails from creator and executive producer Lisa Hannawall and Michael Eisner's Tornante Company. Tiffany Haddish and Ali Wong lead the voice cast that also includes Steven Yeun. I've been a fan of Adult Swim shows since my teens, so I'm thrilled to bring my beloved fowl to the party and be a new voice for a fresh decade of absurd, irreverent, yet heartwarming adult animation. Netflix's decision to drop the series was a surprise last summer. The first season of Tuca and Birdie will remain on Netflix. Adult Swim has domestic rights to the second season. Adult Swim has long been a haven for offbeat animated series. The channel that shares a real estate with Cartoon Network is known for its surreal toon series such as Robot Chicken, Rick and Morty, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. They also had a night of premieres on April 21st, 2020, hosted by Post Malone, which included a well-received, beloved pilot, Smiling Friends. It's great, I quite enjoyed it, and from what Adult Swim has said on one of their black and white text bumpers, they're trying to get it greenlit as a full-length series, so I'm looking forward to that. Alongside other projects in development for Toonami, it seems as if Adult Swim isn't going down without a fight. Hopefully we can see a stacked lineup of originals over the next few years that can be boosted through HBO Max, which houses some of the Adult Swim library, with hopefully more on the way. Speaking of which, I firmly believe that streaming, namely HBO Max and Cartoon Network, will lead the charge in this revolutionary animation that I'm speaking so highly of. With streaming in general, we already have shows such as Solar Opposites, From the Mind of Justin Roiland, which is on Hulu, Central Park, a musical animated series from the studio that brought us Bob's Burgers, which is an Apple TV original and pretty amazing so far. The animation pops, the music pops, it's a great time. Or how about Harley Quinn on DC Universe, which, oh god, we gotta make a video all about Harley Quinn. That show cannot get canceled. It definitely deserves a fight. But Harley Quinn is just such a great example on how to reimagine the iconic characters with the DC Universe and handle adult animation. The first episode is, excessive, but that's because all adult cartoons have to make the point that they're adult. But the more the show goes on, the more it shows its true strengths and how comedic yet surprisingly emotional it can really be. However, I really want to talk about the HBO Max originals. We have Close Enough, which was rescued from TBS, another Cartoon Network Studios production, from the mind of J.G. Quintel who brought us regular show. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into it. We also have the upcoming Boondocks reboot, which we kinda need now more than ever. The new Looney Tunes shorts, which is a proper and dare I say perfect reimagining of the original shorts. A great way to carry them out in modern day, showing that these things do have a place on streaming. They're not just going to die because we're shifting beyond network television. And the list really goes on. Now, I say Cartoon Network Studios is vital in this shift, not just for the incredible strides they made in the 2010s with subject matter, tone, and humor, found in properties such as Adventure Time, Regular Show, Steven Universe, and Infinity Train, but they've always been the underdogs ready to take risks. Thanks to HBO Max demanding more originals and looking for more pitches, it makes sense adult animation would need to fill up that niche too. This means Cartoon Network Studios will probably be one of the more prominent studios producing not just adult animation, but animation that fills in the gray area of demographics that has been a lot more notable in recent years. The teens and young adults, the 20-somethings. They pay for their own Netflix and HBO too. I'm not necessarily referring to the people in the 30s and older, because a lot of prominent adult animation like Family Guy is really tailored to that demographic, but it is the 20-somethings and late teens that have few, if any, animation titles to their own. Now, Infinity Train moving to HBO Max has actually revealed the demographic HBO views it as: teens and young adults, straight from the mouth of the creator, not the 6 to 11 demographic Cartoon Network was focusing on, despite the fact that a bulk of their subject matter and fans were targeting much older. And I strongly believe this will create a ripple effect. Let's say HBO Max has originals from Cartoon Network and maybe even Warner Bros. Animation that isn't just for kids or an adult audience, or just more simple adult cartoons. What if they make successful teen cartoons? More animation for just people in any demographic. If that's a hit, others will follow suit. Hey, if you work in animation, definitely get those pitches ready. You're further along than I am talking to this mic.
But hey, again, we still have a pitch if anyone cares.
Don't even get me started on the revivals. Disney Plus revivals, Nick revivals, projects in general. We already had stuff like the Hey Arnold Jungle Movie, Invaders Zim Enter the Fortress, and Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling, all of which were pretty well received. But last year, Netflix and Nickelodeon formed their multi-year output deal to produce original animated films and series for kids and families around the world. But Nickelodeon, please let this include some adult animation or, again, teen animation. I would love to see what you guys can cook up, because I know you guys can cook up something awesome if you just focused on an older demographic and let go of all the gimmicks.
But I love Nickelodeon. Please don't hate me if you work there. Oh my god.
November 2019. Netflix and Nickelodeon today announced that they have formed a new multi-year output deal to produce original animated films and television series, based both on the Nickelodeon library of characters as well as new IP, for kids and families around the world. This marks an expansion of the existing relationship between the companies, which has already brought several popular titles to Netflix, including animated specials Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling and Invaders Zim Enter the Fortress. Also forthcoming are specials based on the Loud House and the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nickelodeon has generated scores of characters that kids love, and we look forward to telling wholly original stories that reimagine and expand on the worlds they inhabit. We're thrilled to continue collaborating with Brian Robbins, Ramsey Nato, and the creative team at Nickelodeon in new ways as we look to find fresh voices and bring bold stories to our global audience on Netflix. Nickelodeon's next step is to keep expanding beyond linear platforms, and our broader content partnership with Netflix is a key path towards that goal. And of course, you have Disney Plus reviving the Proud Family, releasing a new Phineas and Ferb movie. Who knows what could happen after that? Again, I still think Phineas and Ferb has a chance of coming back. They have that Monsters Inc. series in development. Have they had a meeting about Kim Possible yet? Come on, the creators are right there. Don't get me wrong, I love Big Hero 6 the series, but you're telling me it hasn't come up yet? I definitely think there's a strong possibility a lot of the Disney Channel animated series catalog, especially from the mid-2000s, will probably be re-examined, and maybe even have a few meetings discussing how they can possibly revive these. Is it going to be one-off specials? Will it be a one-off revival season, a full-on revival series? But of course, those are things we won't know publicly for a very long time. But beyond streaming, we can't neglect shows such as The Owl House, Amphibia, that are still making strides in telling emotionally compelling stories that people of all ages can enjoy, with rich worlds full of rich lore. But these services aren't the only ones stepping in, as we gotta talk about something kind of divisive that really shouldn't be divisive, but let's just jump into it. Crunchyroll Originals! Yeah, High Guardian Spice controversy, I get it. I understand Crunchyroll as a service has so many problems that need to be addressed. It's probably jarring to be subscribed to a service with those problems and suddenly have them announce original content, the first of which being a trailer that doesn't really show or say anything, but instead just is a behind the scenes that comes across as patting themselves on the back for how diverse they are. It's not the best first impression you can give, especially since not every anime fan is the most progressive or cares to be. But let's not generalize just because they like anime. However, these originals have the potential to be game-changing and get a lot of attention, and likely suck in a lot of fans who won't really care these aren't full-fledged anime, especially when the other content being provided to them isn't necessarily going anywhere. But again, I'm not super engrossed in the affairs and controversies of Crunchyroll, but just look at some of these, hear out their premise. Tower of God. A young man will battle his way through a mysterious tower as he strives to find the only friend he's ever known, Onyx Equinox. An Aztec boy is saved from death by the gods and forced to act as humanity's champion and prove humanity's potential. The God of High School. A high schooler and his friends will compete in an epic tournament, borrowing power directly from the gods and uncovering a mysterious organization along the way. Meiji Gekken, Sword and Gun. A former samurai, a Yakuza bodyguard, a devious spy, and a geisha assassin tried to find their place in the rapidly evolving Meiji era while escaping the sins of their past. These all sound fucking badass! I don't care if they were made in Japan or America. They have the potential to be something great, and the more exposure they get, the better they can become. Assuming these all aren't one-offs, but who knows. Also, these gave a chance for creators to find their voice and create the series that have been in their head. I'm sorry, that's fucking awesome. Again, I don't really care too much for the past beef. But speaking of creators being given a platform to tell their stories, I want to end this hopeful video on, well, a hopeful note, and talk about the creators of the future. Of course, plenty of YouTube creators are being scooped up. Look at Final Space and Has-Been Hotel. I know a lot of people on the internet have beef with Has-Been Hotel, but I'm trying to make a point. Olin Rogers had no animation experience, just a guy making videos and short films on YouTube whose talent and hard work shine through, producing a pilot for Final Space that is now entering its 3rd season. I don't know if this is still the case, but I know initially, Olin was paired up with an experienced showrunner because of his lack of animation experience, especially in the industry. So it is possible. Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss are kind of unprecedented for their level of success, and yeah, I have a feeling Has-Been's going to be greenlit and end up on a network or streaming service. That's because a crew of talented, hard-working people came together to create these pilots, and that hard work was met with booming success that is only going to continue in the future. Who knows what other talent and shows are going to be discovered through this platform? And I'm saying that with the talented youth of today in mind. Kids, teens, and young adults are more talented than ever, with access to resources a lot of older artists didn't have growing up. More and more experienced people are entering this industry, even without proper school experience, because you really don't need it. All you need is the skills, a good portfolio, and honestly, knowing the right people. Listen, young artists are powerful. That is complete, absolute power. They're going to do some wild shit. First, it's reanimated collabs. Next, who knows? But I'm excited to see. If you're out there, if you're an artist, you're not feeling good about your art, you want to improve, you want to get better, keep drawing, keep working at it. There are so many YouTubers out there you can watch and learn from for free who are giving you this art school level knowledge for free because they know that going to these schools, yeah, it helps. Yeah, connections help. But they're expensive, they bleed you dry, and they shouldn't be necessary. Get out there, keep creating, I believe in you. Never fucking stop. I know there are people watching right now who are going to go on and end up creating wonderful animated series and working on meaningful, incredible projects in the future, no matter how long it takes. And don't worry about having it all figured out now. There are a lot of people entering the industry in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Never stop working. People are rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever we as a human race is dealing with right now, we're all learning, changing, and growing. I started YouTube as a teenager. I have learned and grown so much, and I know that's only going to continue to happen in the future, but this isn't about me. I'm only saying this so you guys know if you're going through it, if you're unhappy with your life or yourself, just hang in there. Keep working at what you want to achieve. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. But with all of this said, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think? How do you feel about the future of animation? Are you as pumped as I am? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at OstricVox. We're also on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, please sure to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. OstricVox, signing out.